Have you ever stopped to think about the relationship between what you eat and how your body responds over time? In particular, about the impact that protein consumption can have on your health and aging? Welcome to a journey of discovery about the crucial role of protein in our diet and how consuming it adequately or excessively can affect our youthfulness and longevity. I want you to feel fully involved in this process because your diet has a profound and permanent impact on how you age, feel, and even the appearance of your skin. We will address these issues with a very open and scientific approach in a clear and direct manner so that you can understand how protein consumption can alter the quality of your health. Protein is one of the 3 essential macronutrients for our body, along with carbohydrates and fats. Although our bodies need protein to function properly, the amount we need varies throughout our lives, depending on factors such as age, level of physical activity, and general health. Now, you may be wondering, can eating more protein be good for my health? Or could consuming too much be harmful? The answer, as we will see throughout this text, is not simple and depends on many factors. There is a fine line between adequate protein consumption, which brings substantial benefits to the body, and excessive consumption, which can result in a series of health problems. And, perhaps most surprising of all, excessive protein consumption can even accelerate the aging process. But how does this happen? Imagine the following. You are on a journey to improve your health, to have more energy, to maintain muscle mass, and even to prolong your youth. One of the first pieces of advice you would probably hear would be to increase your protein consumption. After all, proteins are essential for cell growth and regeneration. This is true. However, what happens when we overdo the amount of protein we consume? How does our body deal with this excess? Is excessive protein consumption associated with long-term health problems, such as kidney damage or even premature skin aging? These are questions that require a deeper analysis. With that in mind, I invite you to explore the mysteries behind the protein in our diet, how it acts on our bodies, and how we can use this knowledge to maintain our health and youthful appearance. We often think that more is always better, but when it comes to nutrition, balance is the key to a healthy functioning of the body. The question is, are you consuming the proteins that your body really needs, or are you consuming too much without realizing the negative effects this can have on your health? Often, what we lack is awareness about the impacts of diet on our longevity. Did you know that protein is not just for building muscle? Yes, proteins play a fundamental role in processes such as the production of enzymes and hormones, repair of damaged tissues, and even in the function of the immune system. They are, in fact, indispensable for the proper functioning of the human body. However, as with everything in life, the secret is balance. What science has shown is that consuming the right amount of protein, adapted to your specific needs, can do wonders for your health and youth. However, too much can trigger a range of health problems, from kidney damage to increased risk of cardiovascular disease. The impact on your skin should also not be ignored, as excess protein can contribute to premature aging due to increased oxidative stress in the body. Now, let's pause and reflect for a moment. How are you consuming protein in your diet? Are you balancing the amount of protein you eat well? Or are you overdoing it with certain sources? The big issue is that we often overlook the type and amount of protein we are consuming simply because it is present in so many foods, from meat to vegetables. This can be both a blessing and a pitfall. For example, did you know that there are significant differences between animal and plant-based proteins? Animal-based proteins may be more concentrated in certain nutrients, but they can also be accompanied by saturated fats and other components that, if consumed in excess, can be harmful to your health. On the other hand, plant-based proteins, such as those found in grains, legumes, and seeds, can be a healthier alternative and, in many cases, also offer other benefits, such as fiber and antioxidants. Here's the crux of the matter. How can you ensure that you're consuming the right amount of protein without falling into the trap of overeating? And more importantly, how can you choose the protein sources that are most beneficial to your body? This is the question we'll explore in this article, and I hope that, by the end, you'll be able to make more informed decisions about how to include protein in your diet in a balanced and healthy way. After all, a well-planned diet is one of the keys to healthy aging and a long, full life. Let's start to understand more deeply how protein consumption can actually affect your body. If you've heard about the impact of a high-protein diet on your health, you've probably come across concepts like premature aging, kidney disease, and bone damage. Are these just myths, or are there actually scientific foundations for these claims? Let's delve deeper into each of these aspects to demystify what's really important for your well-being. Don't worry. Throughout this text, I'll guide you through a detailed analysis of how proteins influence each organic system in your body, including the muscular, immune, cardiovascular, skeletal, and even the digestive systems. I know that nutrition may seem like a simple thing, but when we delve deeper into the biological aspects, we discover a fascinating and revealing complexity. And with that, the hope is that you leave here with a deeper understanding of how small changes in your diet can have a positive impact on your health, helping you maintain the balance between protein intake and the benefits it brings. So, get ready to discover how the right amount of protein from the most appropriate sources can help you stay young and healthy for longer. Problems caused by excess protein. When we talk about excessive protein consumption, we are talking about an imbalance that can have several negative impacts on health. Although proteins are essential for our bodies, overeating can be harmful in the long run. Below, we will explore the main problems that arise with excessive protein consumption, detailing the effects on organ systems and the impact on premature aging. Impact on the kidneys. Excessive protein consumption can overload the kidneys. The process of metabolizing proteins requires the kidneys to filter out more nitrogenous waste, which over time can lead to kidney damage. Studies show that very high protein intake, especially in people with a predisposition to kidney problems, can increase the risk of chronic kidney disease. This is because the kidneys have to work harder to eliminate byproducts of protein metabolism, such as urea and creatinine. Increased cardiovascular risk. Another concern with excessive protein consumption, especially of animal origin, is the increased risk of cardiovascular disease. Many sources of animal protein, such as red meat and processed meats, are high in saturated fat, which has been linked to increased LDL cholesterol, or bad cholesterol. Too much saturated fat can contribute to the development of atherosclerosis, which in turn increases the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Calcium loss and bone problems. Excessive protein intake can affect bone health. When we consume too much protein, the body tends to excrete more calcium in the urine, which can weaken bones over time. While protein is essential for bone health, balance is crucial. Increased calcium excretion due to excess protein can increase the risk of osteoporosis and fractures. Increased metabolic stress. When the body metabolizes too much protein, it also generates more free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells and tissues. Increased oxidative stress can contribute to premature aging by speeding up the process of cell breakdown. This can affect the appearance of the skin and the function of vital organs. Dehydration and digestive system overload. A diet that is too high in protein can lead to dehydration, since protein metabolism requires more water to filter out byproducts. In addition, the digestive system can be overloaded, resulting in constipation and gastrointestinal discomfort. High protein intake can also cause imbalances in the intestinal flora, impairing digestion and absorption of essential nutrients. Protein consumption. Benefits for organ systems. Proteins play a fundamental role in many biological processes, and their adequate consumption is essential for the optimal functioning of several organ systems. Next, we will explore the benefits of balanced protein consumption for the most impacted organ systems. Muscular system. Proteins are the basis for building and repairing muscles. They provide essential amino acids that help in the regeneration of muscle fibers after physical exercise, contributing to the increase in muscle mass and improved strength. Adequate protein consumption also prevents muscle loss during aging, helping to maintain the health and functionality of muscles throughout life. Immune system. Proteins are also crucial for the proper functioning of the immune system. They are fundamental components of antibodies and enzymes that protect the body against infections. A diet rich in protein can improve the immune response, helping the body defend itself against diseases and infections. Nervous system. Some amino acids derived from proteins are precursors of important neurotransmitters for the brain, such as serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. These neurotransmitters play crucial roles in regulating mood, memory, and focus. Adequate protein intake can improve cognitive function and protect the nervous system from age-related damage. Endocrine system. Protein is also essential for the production of hormones, such as insulin, that regulate the body's metabolism and energy balance. Protein intake helps balance hormone levels, which is important for overall health and optimal metabolic function. Circulatory system. Blood is largely composed of proteins, including hemoglobin, which carries oxygen to cells. Adequate protein intake is essential for maintaining hemoglobin levels and ensuring that oxygen is transported efficiently to all parts of the body, promoting good blood circulation and tissue oxygenation. The amount of protein that a human being should consume per day varies, depending on factors such as age, sex, level of physical activity, and specific goals, such as gaining muscle mass or losing weight. General guidelines. Minimum recommendation. Sedentary adults, approximately 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. Example, for a person weighing 70 kilograms, the minimum amount would be 56 grams of protein per day. Athletes and physically active people. The need can vary between 1.2 and 2.0 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, depending on the intensity of the training. Example, for a person weighing 70 kilograms and practicing intense physical activities, the intake can vary from 84 to 140 grams of protein per day. During the process of gaining muscle mass, some guidelines suggest that protein consumption can be higher, reaching 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. Weekly amount. If we consider the minimum recommendation of 0.8 g/kg/day, for a person weighing 70 kilograms, this would be 56 grams per day or 392 grams of protein per week. For a person who practices moderate physical activity and consumes 1.2 g/kg/day, this would be 84 grams per day, or 588 grams per week. Considerations. Excess protein. Although the body has a limit to how much it can use, consuming excess protein, above 2.5 to 3.0 g/kg/day, on a regular basis can overload the kidneys, especially in people with pre-existing conditions. Variety. It is important to obtain protein from different sources, such as lean meats, eggs, legumes, and dairy products, to ensure a complete intake of essential amino acids. These amounts may vary depending on individual needs and specific recommendations from a nutritionist. Now, let's explore some of the main sources of protein, both animal and plant-based. These sources are essential to ensure that your body receives the necessary amount of protein for the proper functioning of its organ systems. Animal sources of protein. Lean meat, such as chicken breast, lean beef, rich in high-quality protein. Lean meats are an excellent source of essential amino acids. Fish, salmon, tuna, sardines. Fish such as salmon and tuna are rich in protein and also provide omega-3 fatty acids, which are beneficial for cardiovascular health. Eggs. Eggs are an excellent source of complete protein, containing all the essential amino acids. They are also rich in nutrients such as vitamin D and choline. Cheese, preferably low-fat. Cheese is a good source of protein and also calcium, although excessive consumption should be monitored due to its fat content. Greek yogurt. Rich in protein and probiotics, Greek yogurt is an excellent option for promoting digestive and muscle health. Now that we've explored the links between protein and our health, it's time to reflect on everything we've learned and apply this knowledge to our daily lives. You've probably noticed that while protein plays a key role in maintaining our health, too much of it can cause serious problems for our bodies, including accelerating the aging process. So how can we use this knowledge to improve our diet and thus maintain our youth and health for longer? Let's explore this in an interactive way, addressing the main points we've discussed. First, it's essential to understand that, like any other essential nutrient for the body, protein should be consumed in a balanced way. There's no denying the countless benefits of protein, from building muscle to strengthening the immune system. However, more is not always better, and excess can have unforeseen consequences. Our bodies have a limited capacity to process protein, and when this capacity is exceeded, negative effects can begin to appear, whether in the form of kidney overload or through processes that favor premature aging of the skin. You may have asked yourself throughout this text, how do I know if I'm consuming the ideal amount of protein? The answer is simple, but it requires a little thought and attention to your body's signals. The recommended amount of protein varies depending on factors such as age, gender, level of physical activity, and specific health needs. For someone who is in the process of losing weight or wants to gain muscle mass, the need for protein may be slightly higher. For the elderly, for example, protein helps maintain muscle mass and prevent sarcopenia. But even in this case, excess can be harmful, causing kidney problems or other imbalances in the body. The key is to adapt your protein intake to your individual needs and not follow general recommendations without considering the context. Furthermore, as we have explored, it is important to choose protein sources wisely. There are proteins of animal and plant origin, both with their own characteristics. Animal proteins, such as those found in meat, eggs, and dairy products, are complete and provide all the essential amino acids for the body. However, they can be accompanied by saturated fats and cholesterol, which, when consumed in excess, can contribute to heart disease and other problems. Plant-based proteins, on the other hand, are an excellent alternative, offering, in addition to essential amino acids, nutrients such as fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, which help protect the body against oxidative stress and cellular aging. Incorporating a variety of protein sources into your diet can be a smart strategy, allowing you to enjoy the benefits of protein without the risks associated with excess of a specific source. Another important point that we discussed throughout this text was the relationship between protein and the aging process. As we age, our ability to process proteins decreases, and excessive protein intake can increase oxidative stress, which contributes to premature aging. Glycation, a process in which sugars bind to proteins in the body, forming harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, AGEs, is also related to excess protein, especially those of animal origin. These AGEs accelerate cellular aging, causing damage to the skin and body tissues. So, to combat aging, the ideal is to keep your protein intake within a healthy range, without giving in to the temptation to overdo it. Remember that balance is key to ensuring that your body is getting what it needs to stay healthy, without overloading its systems and promoting premature aging. Throughout the text, we have also seen how protein can benefit several systems in the human body. The muscular system, the immune system, the bones, and even mental health depend on an adequate amount of protein to function properly. If you practice physical activities, protein is essential for muscle recovery and muscle growth. However, it is important to remember that excess protein does not necessarily bring more benefits in this regard. The body can only use what it really needs, and what is not used ends up being stored or excreted, which can overload the kidneys. Excessive protein intake, therefore, can generate adverse effects, such as increased kidney workload and the possibility of kidney stones forming. But how do you know if you are overdoing it with protein? The first tip is to listen to your body. If you are feeling tired, have digestive problems, or joint pain, it may be a sign that your protein intake is unbalanced. Consulting a nutritionist or doctor to assess your individual needs is always a good idea, especially if you have specific goals, such as weight loss or muscle gain. With the right guidance, you will be able to adjust the quantity and quality of protein in your diet according to your needs. Now, after all this reflection, the question that may be going through your mind is, how can I apply all of this to my daily life? Well, starting with small changes is the first step. Replace some sources of animal protein with plant-based ones, such as legumes, nuts, and seeds. Vary the types of protein in your meals and try to balance the sources, taking into account your body's needs. And remember that it's not about cutting out animal protein completely, but rather making sure you're not consuming more than you need. Also consider the quality of your protein, opting for lean meats and whole foods, and try to avoid processed foods or foods high in saturated fats. Finally, I hope you've left this text with a clearer and deeper understanding of the role of protein in your health and in the aging process. Now the ball is in your court. Use what you've learned to make more conscious, balanced, and healthy choices for your body. Remember that the key to healthy aging and a long, full life is balance. Protein is essential, but as with everything in life, moderation is the key to reaping the best results. That way, you can enjoy the benefits of protein without compromising your health, youth, and quality of life.